You're live? Is there live?
Oh, sorry. It's in camera.
It's supposed to be at the bottom live.
Natural light. Video. Right? Video.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Taranaki Foodies, proudly sponsored by the Salt Restaurant of Millennium Hotels. It's us, Alina Williams, and Warwick Foy, who is not present today. Absent Warwick Foy in the studio. How tragic. But we send our love to Warwick, who couldn't come today. To make up for absence of Warwick, we have an amazing guest today. And our amazing guest is Xavier Perera. He's a foodie from Argentina. He's also Taranaki Football Club representative. Used to be a chairperson, but not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And also he's the founder of TipJar, one of the software startup that everyone is talking about. Hello, how are you, Javier?
Hi, Elena. I'm really well. Thank you for welcoming me here.
How about we listen to the first song that you had chosen for us, the Musica Ligera.
Ligera.
The Musica Ligera. Let's listen together. So tell me the principle on which you have chosen these musical pieces, which was probably hard to do, only three.
It was very hard to pick only 3 songs. There are a lot. So the first one, the Música Ligera, is a very famous song in Argentina, and it has gone beyond the borders, right? So that's why I picked it for this, because I thought it was going to be familiar, and if it was successful, it's going to be loved by the new listeners.
So how does it translate, the Musica Ligera? I can guess the word
The
musica.
lightweight song, let's say.
Lightweight song.
The lightweight music, right?
Oh, that's
So it
nice.
talks about a short relationship but strong that leaves a mark on you for the rest of your life. So there's nothing there, but it's still with you, right?
Very symbolical, isn't it? Like music can affect us in so many ways, and we know this on the radio because the Most FM is the place for the alternative music.
It
And
is.
also, music affects us as a memory sometimes to change our mood. Like, if you listen to the music at the gym, probably different when you sing a song, a lullaby to your children, right?
Yes, true, 100%.
What is the usually music do you listen when you're doing some of the coding?
So what I listen is usually some song that keeps me on the vibe. So it doesn't have to be very punchy unless I'm really, really on the flow. Otherwise, it's something that lets me focus. So we have a few musicians like Abel Pintos. So what they're not known here, but it's something that needs to help you to feel that you are in a comfort zone and you can flow and think, right?
Yeah, because creativity is not happening when you're uncomfortable, right?
Yes, or if the song calls too much your attention, then you start focusing on it, right? It has to be the right balance.
And for those who have never been at the party with the Latino community of Taranaki, I totally recommend their music, their dance beats are the best. I know several people, like Baby Lydia is my mentee at the Toastmasters Club, and also, there are so many people from different South American and South American countries and Spain, so you probably have quite a vibrant community.
Yeah. We have quite a large community, and we tend to get along really well together and gather for meals, for chats, and trying to continue our costume. Yep.
Okay. Oh, awesome. So, you like music and obviously you like food. We're going to devote quite a lot of topics about like food in Argentina. But can you please briefly tell us, what did you bring today to the studio?
I brought a variety of things. So from the savory, what I brought is some meat we cooked yesterday on charcoal barbecue, right? So it's in the case I bought short ribs and some chorizo. So the difference, this is plain meat with salt and that's it. But the difference is that because of the charcoal, how it's cooked, you will get a different flavor that lasts longer on your mouth.
So charcoal made of wood, and choosing different wood may make a different flavor.
100%. The charcoal here in New Zealand for me is tricky to choose, right? It's very different from Argentina, but I think I found the one I like. It's a large lambs and not briskets, and that's the first part of the secret, right? Then it's your own capacity to make sure that the heat is at the right level.
awesome. Welcome back to Taranaki Foodies, the tastiest food show on 100.4 FM. It's us, Alina Williams, and absent Warwick Foy. So it's our first show, first episode in 2026, and what a start. Our amazing guest today is Xavier Perera, foodie from Argentina, Taranaki Football Club representative, and Tib-Ja founder. So did I say it in a right kind of consequences? Are you more a football club aficionado?
It's impossible. Well, I brought my Argentinian jersey on. This morning I played football, and I'm going to be coding later on Monday. So I think the order is fine. Tib-Ja is newer, and I've been in Kaitaki for a few years now. But football has been part of my life for since I'm a kid, right? So football is fine to be first.
Very similar thing in Ukraine, and I remember there was a football field among several big buildings, and every yard had kind of like a football field. And I remember that some of my friends or workmates once a week just got together and played football, and sometimes dust, sometimes in rain. Is that the same in Argentina?
Yeah, I think so. So the fields are destroyed in Argentina because we use them as soon as we see them. Here you can see that they are much nicer to play with.
What is the good time to introduce a child to playing football?
As soon as they want to kick the ball. So you don't have to worry about them doing it well, but if they enjoy kicking the ball, just let them do it. And I started coaching 4 years old, and that's a good age, I think. They can follow you, have fun, 40 minutes, they keep the attention with you, and that's enough.
Football kind of fans are known for notorious behavior, right? But when you're not a professional club, you kind of can't expect people of the same level, the same age, the same physicality. So how do you play football on a kind of like a not a pro level? Yeah,
so here is quite amateur, right? And this morning we play with a very large variety of ages. So some were 16 years old and some were in the 40s, right? And you notice the difference. They run all the time, but you can also hit a bit harder. You have larger muscle. So I think that you end up understanding what's your position. You might bring the experience, the seniority, and they might bring the freshness and the speed, right? So I think that you have to find the right balance and understand that everyone has a role. Football is a team sport, right? And it's important that each person has their own strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. So I find if the coach does a good job, it works really well.
There's so many things about you, and I believe that you're a very successful person. What made you to move to New Zealand?
I was really fine in Argentina, but I wanted to experience some time overseas in a country that spoke in English. I'm a Spanish speaker. I studied English, but I never lived overseas. And I was looking for a country that was more stable than Argentina. Argentina is a bit known for the economic imbalances. And New Zealand was one option. I applied with my partner at the time, and we got a visa, working holiday visa. And we came for a 1-year experience. And then we got the work visa, residency, citizenship, a set of twins, and now we have done the whole journey. We've been here for 10 years. So it was started as a 1-year experience. It ended up being for longer. I think New Zealand is very welcoming, or it doesn't give you reasons to feel you can't belong.
It looks like you meant to be here because everything was like a smooth journey. But also, I must admit that New Zealanders are amazing in their hospitality, and they always smile. And for me, who was grown up in Soviet Union, was such an amazing place to experience that no one actually wants anything from you. They just smile to you because they want you to feel comfortable.
Yes, 100%, Mary. I think you feel welcomed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's your education? So obviously you're a software developer and a coder and all sorts of other things. What did you graduate to become one?
So it was a computer science. The name in Spanish is licenciado en sistemas, right? But it's computer science. Yes, it's a computer science. You have 2 parts of 3 years and 5 years degree. And at the same time, it's very common in Argentina to study and work. So at the same time I was studying, I started my career as a professional doing websites and doing small coding and admin things for friends, for our own projects. And little by little, I started to grow a bit. And at some point, it was running really well, and I decided to come to New Zealand. So it stopped.
Well, you mentioned your wife and your 2 twin kids. How did you meet your wife being a software developer? Because I worked with the IT guys, and they are so secluded. They basically don't go out.
Well, I'm a bit strange. I don't belong maybe to that stereotype, I think.
Okay, you
I,
know stereotype.
I
I'm not
met...
stereotyping. I do, but
No. I agree 100%. I work with many, but I met her in a dance in a disco. So we went
Okay.
dancing with some friends, and I met her. A friend and myself say, "Okay, you take that one, I take this one," and we danced for I think 4 hours. In
Wow.
Argentina, you start dancing at 2 a.m. and you finish when the sun is up. So when we left the building, it was 8 a.m. It was the sun already there. We shared our phones,
Okay.
a dummy phone. She didn't have the WhatsApp, nothing like that. And after a few days, I texted her, she replied, and we arranged
nice.
a dinner or another meeting a few days later. And week on week, started to
Yeah.
become day on day. And after a few months, we became partners.
Oh, that's
And after
awesome.
a year or so, we came here. Right?
And
So it was a,
having kids solidified your relations, I believe,
yeah.
on some days. So I hope she is listening to us, because I've seen her at many gatherings of multi-ethnic communities, and she seems like a very fine lady.
Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah, I bet she's hearing us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so tell us about your children. How old are they?
So they are twins. They are 8 years old, Almendra and Sebastian. They go to...
Amanda and Sebastian sounds very Spanish.
Yes, yeah, very Spanish, yeah. They are going to Goodley School. Sebastian loves football and he's playing for Kaitaki junior teams that are building up. And Almendra loves dancing. And she was in Christmas at the Ball. She was one of the kids that were dancing on the stage really early.
Yeah, so you have both girl and a boy at the same age, who are probably the best friends and the best enemies at certain points.
100%, yes. Yeah, they are lovely and they also do their own things. And,
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. And do they see their parents from Argentina?
yeah, so we used to have weekly calls with my parents, and they have an amazing relationship. My parents tend up to create a show on every call, so it's a 1 hour show where they make shows, they laugh, or they come with something prepared.
Oh my gosh, this is so amazing.
So they really have a strong connection, and every time we go back to Argentina, yeah, that's flourishes a lot. So yes, they have the 4 grandparents active and alive, and they have. That's the way to keep the relationship, right? You have to keep it not just a call, but get to understand your character, your mood, and
yeah, absolutely. And this is a good reminder for everyone that relations is always a work and a commitment and a decision. So if you want to keep relations with your grandparents or parents or your children, make an effort. Schedule the call. Zoom is a good.
yes, yeah. It was a tradition for us every Saturday or every Sunday in the morning to start with a call. Yeah, it's
awesome.
important. Yeah.
Okay, let's listen to the second song that you have chosen for us, and this song is called Juntos a la Par.
Exactly.
Did I pronounce it correctly?
Excellent, amazing. Are you from Argentina?
And it's by Papo.
Yeah.
Papo means father, right?
I don't know in this particular case. No, Papa is father, so it's a bit different.
Okay, that's
He's cool.
probably something different. And what does Juntos a la Par mean?
It means together as a couple,
Oh,
right?
So
That's what it means. Yeah, so we are talking about.
Yes, exactly what we were talking about. Let's listen together. It's going to be fun. I was supposed to do this, but I didn't. It's going well, my friend. You've been speaking for 15 minutes so far.
It's going really
It
fast,
doesn't
eh?
feel- Yes, it doesn't feel that bad.
It flies.
So I'm going to try some of your food with your
Good.
things.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Do you want to show it to Instagram
So-
and just say a few words?
Yes, 100%. So here we have the meat. I sliced it for today. It's not the same as eating it at the time it's cooked, but it's lovely when it's cold the day after. So here we have the mantecol, that is like peanut butter nuggets. It's very sweet. I think you'll love it a lot. And these are alfajores de maicena. That is like cookie sandwich. Yes, it has dulce de leche in between, as made of corn. And what we use here is dulce de leche. That is very similar to milk caramel, but it's not the same, right? So if you want to try this one, the closest we have is, I think in Pack and Save, you can find it
Yeah.
under that name. Otherwise, milk caramel can do. For this one, you might need some tea or some water.
I have to delegate it.
Yes.
So someone to try, because I can't eat gluten. Otherwise, I'll be spending half of the show somewhere else. Yeah. So, but when I was little, I loved dulce de leche. We called it condensed milk. in
Yes.
Russian.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this was like object of desire because I wasn't allowed too much.
You have to control it, eh? Yeah, if you don't stop, you can't stop. You need
I love the sausage. The sausage is actually.
Yeah, it's a particular brand that is closer to our flavor in Argentina. It's called Zamora, the brand, and this particular kind is called Criollo. And that's the one we try to buy when we go to the supermarkets.
That's nice. And this is beef, I suppose.
Yeah, that one is short ribs beef. Yes. And you have some sauce here. It's chimichurri. I can show it here to the camera. Want to see chimichurri? It's very common in Argentina. It was made by my wife, and it gives a special spicy flavor to the meat.
I tried it and I love the balance of a little bit of acidity and oil.
Yes.
So, very healthy, by the way, because. And
Well, that is meat and a few minutes, so it's as close as you can from real food.
Welcome back to Taranaki Foodies, the tastiest food show on 100.4 FM. It's us, Alina Williams, and absent work for in the studio, but we have an amazing guest today, who is just so much of fun and who is going to tell more about his project. It's Xavier Perera, foodie from Argentina, and also representative of Kaitaki Football Club and Tija founder, which is going to be a really interesting conversation. So Javier just brought some food, and because our usual videographer is absent and Warwick is absent, I tried the food. And you guys are missing big time, because Argentinian barbecue is something special. So I absolutely love the sausage. And the sausage has some fat in it that is visible, but it doesn't feel greasy. And it feels very aromatic and very meaty. So obviously like real pieces of meat. You don't feel like there is some additives to it. It feels very natural and authentic, and also the casing feels like a natural meat as well. And also it was like a short rib barbecue, and it was topped by the special sauce that Javier's wife made, and it was chimichurri with oil and some vinegar. And it is really good because it's such a balance of different things, like aromatics come from the herbs, acidity comes from vinegar, and oil comes to bind it all. So it was really, really amazing. And then he brought several sweets. One sweet I didn't try, and I was going to offer it to Caitlin, who is our young apprentice here today. And another one was actually made of peanuts. And it reminds me of my childhood treat, which was called halva, which came from the Turkey. And in our case, it was made of sunflower seeds, and yours is made from peanuts, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
So ours is not kind of a less fat in it, probably because there's more, but it's very, very similar principle. So it's basically all the things jammed out of the seeds, all the goodness things, and pressed into. Is it homemade?
That's homemade. Yes.
How
One of
long
the.
does it take to make this?
It doesn't take long to make, but you need to put it on the freezer and wait a bit. And the most important part, I think, is when you are, you have to, sugar and water, you have to try to create some particular texture so that when you bite it, it's not like marshmallow. It has to be, you have to feel the flavor and the layers. So more about the time, it's about the care of the process. Yeah, but.
So what's the name of your wife?
Maria.
Maria, thank you so much for making an effort and doing the sauce and doing the dessert. We really appreciate that. Awesome. I would like to talk about your startup, which is called Tija.
Yes.
Which in general, basically quite descriptive of what it is. Tell us a few words about it.
Yes, Tipshare comes to help with the fundraising efforts that I see everyone doing here and there. For example, in Kaitaki, you see that sometimes it's important to raise some funds, and there's always a question, how do we do it? Do we have a refund machine? And you have to think of all the infrastructure. And then you can also think about pay-as-you-feel events, right? That you don't spend a lot of time on getting ready to be able to collect the money. You are ready to have a successful event. So Tipshare tries to solve that by creating a very simple solution. So what you do is you go to the website, you create your account, and after 2 steps, putting your bank information, you are ready to collect money from debit cards, credit cards, right? So the idea of Tipshare is, it's a jar for tips. That's the concept, and it's evolving little by little, and we are going to see where it lands. But that's kind of the first process. Try to help with fundraising to those organizations that don't have an infrastructure to manage the complexity that it requires.
How is it different from Give a Little?
I think Give a Little is much, so the process is, so Give a Little is a much larger monster, right? It's very well established and it's working extremely well for a lot of organizations. I think that at some point when you grow so much, you start to be complicated for the ones that need simplicity.
And
right?
they also ask for validation. If you are very small, they probably wouldn't make your page very visible, while you don't discriminate. You just basically show everyone who wants to fundraise, correct?
Yes, correct. So you have to be registered in New Zealand, you have to be capable of receiving the money, but as soon as you create your account, you are ready to collect the funds. The first payout takes a week for validations, but you are ready to collect. And as soon as you are collecting, as the money gets to us, it gets straight to you the day after, right?
I must tell people that I use your product, and I think that it's awesome. I use it for one of my projects, which is called Business Games. So people very often come and enjoy networking and some other aspects of business games, and they would like to contribute back. And then they come to a little poster or a little card with the QR code. They scan it, and immediately we're offered to pay, and it's so easy. They don't really need to remember their credit card or something like that. And the only thing they need to be able to do verification with their telephone of the purchase, like you do when you purchase something online. And not only me, it's not only my opinion. I've seen people using it at the DOSO and at Manifold events, which is at the frontier of all the startups and good ideas in Taranaki. And also, the Chamber of Commerce recently gave you kind of a little bit of a airtime.
Yes, we are in the early phases, right? So it's very important that I interact with different people, understand if it's how they can use it, and the Chamber of Commerce allows us to use it to help some fundraising, and I'm very grateful for that space, because it's not only the technology, it's also the process of giving away money or collaborating. It's a bit of an awkward situation. You have to ask for the money, you have to be willing to pay, understand the process, you are going to be seen paying. So the way TipShare works, it helps to remove that awkwardness. You have a QR code that you can scan, or you have a payway option that you can use without this situation of asking for the money directly and being there handing out some cash that you might not have on you.
No one wants to feel like they're begging, and everyone tries to avoid the situation when they're begging. And if there is some announcements around, hey, if you want to contribute, here it is. And people in New Zealand in general are very, very generous and kind. So if you lose this moment when people want to give, you probably would never get this organization. And let's face, a lot of things, a lot of good things in New Zealand society are running on charities and charitable efforts. So you're doing a good job, and I think everyone sees a potential in it and want to be a part of your success.
Thank you, Lolina. We ran a survey to understand and validate this issue, and yes, it was overwhelming how many people were keen to collaborate in a situation, but they couldn't do it for different reasons. One of the ways to pay, didn't know how much. So I agree that New Zealand people is really kind. They want to collaborate. You see fundraisings everywhere, but if the right tool or process is not there, you might miss the chance to collaborate or receive the help.
So you also have been chosen by Venture Taranaki as one of the potential projects to expand. So tell us more about what you're going to go through with Venture Taranaki.
Yes, Venture Taranaki has a program, Scale Up Power Up program, and what they do is they pick projects that have potential, and they help you with the mentoring. So in March, I'm going to start this heavy workshop process of mentoring to help me try to give a more round shape to this project, understand what's the space, what the financial side of things, the laws, right? And they're going to work with us during a few months. And in May, we have a showcase where we can talk about our project that will be a bit more mature to different audiences and potential investors. So I'm very happy to be part of this process and grateful of Venture Taranaki, because it's not easy to start your own project. And when you see that there is a lot of infrastructure that gives you the resources, not money, but the guidance to give you a better shape and help you get a step forward, I think it's a great.
After all, you might not even need investors, because I mean it's already working. You just need to be able to scale it, and with the right tools and with the right minds around, that you can attract, you might not even need investors because you lose your decision power, right? To invest.
Everything has pros and cons. Yes, I would love to not need investors, and I think it could be fine without that. But you might not need investment. What you might need is a network, right? You might need someone that knows all the large charities that might need help, right?
Then you might need a mentor, or for example, financial advisor, or maybe someone who will strategically help you to think of an expansion and things like that. So it's not necessarily. Not necessarily the investorship, but hey, I'm so excited about your journey, and I'm so happy to witness it and be one of the first adopters of your product. So which is really, really special. When Dan Thurston Crow from Doso asked me to talk to you, I felt very, very privileged.
Yeah, it's been amazing to work with Dan. He has been very helpful, and he's amazing in the community. He's been amazing in the community for entrepreneurs, and it's I think it's a very, very important part of why TipShare is going well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds really good. I think we are ready to listen to the third song, La Mano de Dios.
La Mano de Dios. Rodrigo. It's about Maradona.
Rodrigo. I like the name Rodrigo. It's yeah. Talks, it's kind of shouts Spanish, right?
Yes, 100%.
Let's listen together. It's doing something. Well done.
Yep.
Well, I think I absolutely love the sausage. I think this is my favorite.
I have tried different ones as I can, because when you come from a different country, the products are different, right? So I think the New Zealand meat is amazing. When it comes to sausages, they are very different, right?
Because there is a bite to it, and I like that bit more, because I didn't even experience something like that before.
It's different. It's a mix of the way of it's being cooked by charcoal on fire and little smoke, but also the quality of the product. Not the quality, but the kind of product is a bit different. Yes.
Also, we're about to finish. After we finish this song, we can just make an announcement of whatever people want, how you want to be supported, what events happening at the Taranaki Football Club, and if there is any Argentinian celebrations, also tell us about it after the song is over.
Okay, good, excellent.
And thank you, Maria, so much for cooking for us. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to do what you can in a situation when you're appreciated. So that's what good family is.
Yes.
You do something, other people do something, all combined to something absolutely unique and amazing.
Collaboration is very important, right? Alone, when you're alone, you can go really, really fast. But when you have a team, you might not go that fast, but you will get further, right? And better, and with much more capacity. And that's about the family, that's also the sports club, it's also the community. With Doso, start Petro Taranaki or Chamber of Commerce. What you do, like spreading the word of the culture, right? Businesses, entrepreneurs. So I think it's important that you're not alone, right? You're part of a whole.
At Extravaganza, if you want to have a stall about your project or somehow, I don't know whether a lot of people will be your potential customers, but there is many people who are doing some community efforts, because people who do charities come to events where charities organize. So if you want to put a tip jar table,
okay,
with all your demonstrations and stuff like that, talk to people, and they will come to you rather than you will be chasing them, and then that's where you'll meet all the heads of communities of different.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So when is it? What does it happen?
It's on the 7th of March.
7th of
I think the
March.
stall costs something like $50 or something like that, but
Perfect.
I think it's minor. For the benefit of it is much more ability to access this community.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I mean, the 7th of March, perfect date. And I think if it's more known for people that is not that involved in the organization, that you can have your stall, you can show yourself, and it's about the community or your own country.
Yeah.
I think more people would be keen to have a stall and be
And
present.
it's totally suitable because it's Argentinian developer. Like
True.
You just can put a card of a foreigner, like a migrant.
100%, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing. How's Caitlin? Oh, that's all right.
You liked it?
I love it. This is my favorite. Honestly, the bite, because people try to have it always soft. I don't like it.
No.
I don't know, the same.
And what I like is we don't add anything on top of it. So this is plain meat with salt, and that's the traditional sauce. And yeah, we do have the sauce that you can add, but it's about, I think, the cooking style with charcoal, time, and the most important thing, we cook together. So you're cooking and you're talking about it, and it's 1 hour or two just talking around the fire.
I noticed that you put a lot of effort in it because the original wood pieces were quite big, but when you showed that you were cooking, that were already into ashes, so you were cooking over ashes.
Yeah, they start large, and as they heat up, they start to break, and when you break into small parts, like dices, then you put them under fire. They're
Nice.
orange and ready to
How often do you do your barbecue, right?
weekly.
Oh, okay, so you have a gathering at home weekly.
Yeah, so every 2 weeks. In this weather, it might be twice per week sometimes.
Oh, nice.
In winter, a bit less. But yeah, I built 2 barbecues
Oh,
in different spots. So with the winter one and the summer one.
Oh, okay. That's amazing.
But yeah, quite frequently. It's about bringing friends home, hosting them. Will be 10, 12 people. And yeah, also the kids play with the kids. And it's a whole process. Maybe 6 hours, not cooking, but people at home.
Yeah, just communicating and socializing, doing all sorts of things.
Yes.
It's a good opportunity to kind of be close with your family and friends, because overcooking, overeating is the best way to do it. Right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to slowly. We've been already 30 minutes in, so I'm going to quietly go down. Welcome back to Taranaki Foodies, the tastiest food show on 100.4 FM. It's us, Elena Williams, and absent Warwick Foy, and the very first episode of Taranaki Foodies, proudly sponsored by Salt Restaurant of Millennium Hotels. We're here talking with Xavier Perera, foodie from Argentina, also representative of Kaitaki Football Club, and the founder of TipJar, special software that helps people to fundraise. We love that. So thank you very much for bringing this amazing choice of foods. And I know that it took you 6 hours to cook some of them.
Yeah. 6 hours was the whole process. The cooking a bit less, but I like to spend
And I
time
don't feel very
before.
guilty because I know that you cooked only not for me, but for the whole family and friends. That
No. I prepared. I said this and this and this is for tomorrow.
Okay.
You can't touch it, and we ate the rest.
That's amazing. So, do you have any final announcements or words?
We already spoke about TipJar, about the food, so maybe something is happening in Kaitaki Football Club. The season is starting, right? I think that football is an amazing, or sport is an amazing way to keep bring people together. It's a different way to have a community. So if maybe something to say is that if people is not already getting into sport, right? I think there's no way to get started. I'm part of Kaiteki Football Club, but you have other clubs in town. But it's a good moment to think about, hey, why don't you join a team sport, right?
Yes,
Be
team
part
sports,
of it
right.
and start creating your own community. And maybe you end up, a lot of my players of Kaitaki, they end up coming home.
The main
eat some
question: do you
food.
bribe them by Argentinian barbecues?
If you score, you get some meat tomorrow, yes? Yes. And I'm
That's
gonna
a really strong point to attract the talents, right?
Yes. And we in Kaitaki are starting our trainings next week, and our junior program is also starting pretty soon. I think I think it's important because the community of Okura didn't have a sports club for football 6 years ago, and now it's getting quite robust and growing. So I
And
think
I
that's
absolutely
important.
love that you're wearing the uniform from Kaitaki Football Club. So for those who are listening to us on air, please go to our social media and find an episode with Javier where he's wearing the Kaitaki Football Club uniform, or Argentinian one.
Today Argentina, but I also have done some of Kaitaki. Yeah. Well, it's football, right?
Yes,
Football is-
anything about football is a go, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming and bringing this amazing food, and I'll see you around.
Thank you very much. It's amazing to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you.